she's not going to be able to shake it.
Yeah. Cycle Blue with another super chat, $4.99. By the way, EJ, that Ghost Arcade I was talking about is in Brookfield, largest arcade in the world, and it was where Midway would test new Mortal Kombats in the 90s.
Nice.
That's cool. All right, before we wrap the show up, last week we didn't have an opportunity to do the show because we had some technical difficulties, but
try Puffs Plus Lotion when your allergies begin. They help soothe and relieve sensitive skin.
You shut the fuck up about my
Get QuickBooks Solopreneur for $1 per month.
For $1 per month.
Okay.
We don't want that smoke.
Can't sing what they love. Like, singing somebody else's song. Don't even have ability to write songs. Singing somebody else's song. Don't even have ability to... Okay?
We don't want that smoke.
Can't sing what they love. Like, singing somebody else's song. Don't even have ability to write songs. And they got 80,000 people in the stadium and they screaming and she stinks.
Oh, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know who you're talking about.
I'm not even saying anybody in particular, or he stinks. I'm not even saying any name in particular, but come on now, everybody that's doing in the music, you can name somebody that wasn't that good, but was very popular, right? Yeah. So it's just all about who they fall for, and that's the great thing about life, is that from a marketing standpoint, like, we've had people that we have some of these influencers, man. Like, y'all be on Instagram, and I'm nosy in that. And you got some people who's got 1 million followers. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, how did they get 1 million followers? It's just certain people are going to be attracted to you, right? No matter how like, some people might not like a man with a beard. But there's some people that do.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
So, I mean, it's just life. So Kayla, she's got to understand that for whatever reason, she's the one. And you're right. There's some very good white female basketball players. But she is the one.
Yeah.
And she's not going to be able to shake it.
Yeah. Cycle Blue with another super chat, $4.99. By the way, EJ, that Ghost Arcade I was talking about is in Brookfield, largest arcade in the world, and it was where Midway would test new Mortal Kombats in the 90s.
Nice.
That's cool. All right, before we wrap the show up, last week we didn't have an opportunity to do the show because we had some technical difficulties, but my man EJ was at Cronkite ASU for a Martin Luther King remembrance speech, and Magic Johnson was there. And Magic, courtesy of Dwayne Rankin, shared this little story about you.
So for the next 3 minutes, I put on a show that he would never forget. Renee,
what am I doing?
Man, I had to show this man what time. And Eddie, you remember the time out here? Well, I guess you did. Yeah. One of the greatest shooters that's ever played in the NBA. And his beautiful wife, I just love, they are just salt of the earth. They're good people. Eddie and I remain good friends. When he called me, I only do certain shows. As Eddie called, I do the show. I got a lot of friends mad at me because I don't do that show, but I do Eddie's show. But through sports, sometimes you have lifelong friends.
Dadgummit.
That's Magic has always been that dude. He's always been able to, have a great way of, presenting himself to people and speaking to people and making people feel special. I just thought that was awesome. The fact that, he obviously thinks the world of you. You guys have a great relationship. But more than that, like, it wasn't just about ball. It was about who you are and how you guys' relationship is and the growth that it's had over the course of the last, 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
That's just amazing, man. It really is. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's we met in high school, and it was just I knew we were at the Parade All American game in D.C. and it was a bunch of great players there: Albert King, Wayne McCoy, Darnell Valentine. You talking about like some of the top players in the country, and this dude just stood out, man. I was just like, this dude he's special, and he and I hit it off, and then we left the Washington area Parade All American game, and we immediately flew to Germany. About 6 of us was on that team, and we stayed over there for 3 weeks, and we played in the Albert Schweitzer games, and Magic was just special in that, man. That's when I really knew how good he was, and that's when he started to recruit me because he knew I could shoot, and so we became friends. And he tried to convince me, man. He begged me to come there, and Michigan State, and so I just wanted to blaze my own trail.
Man, you guys would have had it. Yo, you, Kelso, and Magic. Woo!
Let me tell you something. If I knew what I do, I would have. Come on. That was the dumbest move I ever made. Not really. I met my wife in college, so. But I told her, I said, you know what? I would have came to Illinois, saw you in the stands, and pulled you anyway. So, but, yeah. So, yeah, it was, he and I talk about that all the time. And at the time to my NBA career, I was close to going to the Lakers as well in a trade or as a restricted free agent. I thought I was going to be able to get there, and I didn't. And so, but yeah, we've always been friends. I've been to his house a few times. We sit down, play cards. I mean, it's just, it's one of those things that it hasn't been ultra consistent because he's so busy. But yeah, I consider him a tremendous friend, love him to death. And that was I told my wife that I was sitting in the back, and I said it was about 500-600 people in there, and I said, trust me, he's gonna see me back here. And she's like, no, he's not. No, he's not. There's no way he's gonna see me back here. I said, yeah, he is. Because I said he knows me. And 30 minutes, 40 minutes into it, boom, I don't know what he says, and I just look at her, and she just was bewildered. Like, no, that's him. Yeah, and it was a great speech. It truly was.
So one thing you might not know about me, Eddie, is when I was growing up, I was not a Lakers fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I did want to be like Magic Johnson. Like I loved everything about his game. I wish I was 6'9" and I could just handle the ball like him. And I would try to emulate the no-look passes, and so much so that I did, and I wore the number 32 in high school. And I actually have the number 32.
Oh, look at you!
Yeah, that's how much
I feel bad that I didn't tell you he was in town.
Yeah, I felt bad too. Trust me, I felt bad too. I got to meet him once a couple years ago at the Pac-12 tournament. This is the year DeAndre Ayton was playing at U of A, and I remember I saw him and I was just like, this is like. The only other person in the world that if I met, I would be starstruck would be Michael Jordan, because I've never met him. So I ran to the back. I took my opportunity. I shot my shot. I was just like, Magic, real quick. And I asked him about DeAndre Ayton. And the first thing he says is this off the record? I said, yes. Because at the time, remember, he was getting a little bit of trouble, hot water, because he was talking about other players.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, this is off the record. He was just like, oh, man, he's fantastic. He just went on and on about DA. Said he would love to find a way to get him to the Lakers, but it's probably never going to happen. all this other stuff. And then, and he was just super nice, and he was like, all right, man, well, good luck to you, man. And he took off, and that was my small little opportunity to meet Magic Johnson. And so, just one of the most rare dudes in the world in terms of charisma, personality, just one of the nicest people I've met in person. They say never meet your heroes. That was a pretty cool moment.
I was in Utah, man. I was in Utah. We were getting ready to play the Jazz when the news came out about him and HIV, and I remember falling back on the bed and just falling because at that time.
How the fuck did I miss? How was that early?
Yeah, and I just remember, man.
Oh, that's a steal.
I was just falling. I couldn't stop. I mean, I went to the game falling. Like, I just, tried to get a hold of him, but obviously he wasn't trying to talk to me. And it was just like, I was just like, man, really? And here we are, all these years later,
man.
And he looks healthy as I don't know what. What a great example for all the people that have suffered that disease and learned how to fight and learn how to believe and push forward. And all the things that Magic does for that community in regards to raising awareness and raising money is just tremendous. And I was in his house, I think, maybe a month later. It was at the end of the season, and just playing cards, and just laughing and joking, and that made me feel really good. But to see him now and
what are you? Damn! Can you get up the court, bro?
Basically a multi-billionaire, and just the inner city stuff that he does, where he's raising awareness, as I said, but he's giving people business opportunities as well with his companies in the inner city neighborhoods. It's just simply amazing. And so, to hear him speak the other night about Martin Luther King, who came to Arizona 60 years ago and spoke, and a lot of people don't realize he did. For him to have to give a speech about that and about his journey was really good.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man, one of a kind for sure. So we leave this show on a happy note. We appreciate you all for joining us this week on what's that?
Yeah, go ahead.
On another episode of Outside Shots. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. We appreciate everybody in the chat. Psycho Blue, Charles. We appreciate everybody joining us this morning. And Amelia, thank you so much. I hope you all have a great day. Eddie, enjoy Dallas. Any barbecue in your sight?
Man, look, I think
oh my God, I just shot an airport.
Oh my God. Man, that food was so damn good. I ate 2 times in a row. I got to take a break. But no barbecue, man. EJ, but I ate 2 times in a row.
I gotta watch this, bro. I mean, I gotta listen to this.
That's what I pictured Tibbs doing after he gets out of his scout, and I start blasting music. This is what I picture Tibbs doing in my head in his office.
Welcome back to the Roommate Show, presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. The most rewarding summer has begun. Fanatics Sportsbook is pulling out all the stops all summer long. And on this occasion, it's time for the World Tour, where you can win ticket vouchers to redeem on some of the hottest sporting events around the world.
What the fuck just happened?
Center court tennis in New York City, one of the biggest soccer finals in Miami, the pit lane in Amsterdam, and opening called 800.
There's a couple accolades, a playmaker original.
Yeah, we know
That's crazy.
What do you call
thing
it?
he said about me.
The self-proclaimed, what is it, master of the boards or something like that? Had
all
one
around,
good
Josh.
rebounding
That was
game.
everything. Yeah, we needed to play Sidwell, Friends, and Stevenson, and it would have been a lot more.
Sidwell, we probably would have smoked y'all. Sidwell, we probably would have we would have beat y'all in basketball and academics.
I don't know how you ended up at Villanova. When I coached at Harvard, that's where we were recruiting. Sidwell, Friends. You wouldn't have made the list, though.
It was quite a winding path for him.
Yeah, Harvard saw the ACT scores and they were like, you know what, this guy, he's not getting in.
Yeah, when you said 15, we thought it'd be a problem.
Yeah. Whoa. 15 was crazy. No, it was not a 15, bro. It was not a 15. 15 was crazy.
So what was it?
Bro, don't worry about my
He was
ACT
talking about
score,
he was talking about his rebounds.
Yeah, facts.
His rebounds per game was higher
took
than
the ACT.
his ACT score.
It took the ACT.
What'd you
I
get?
want to know what Josh got first before I said what I got.
Nah, I want to know.
No.
I'm not putting mine out there.
Josh had 3
You
days.
did have 3 days to take it.
Because I was smart.
I want to. How did you end up there? That's what I want to know.
At Sidwell?
Yeah.
After my freshman year, I wanted to go somewhere for basketball, and I had no other options. So I was like, all right, I'll go to, someone I knew the coach there. So I did a little workout for him. Then he was like, all right, let's try to get you in. I, took a couple tests, and I got it. I didn't realize how good academically it was until I got there, and it was a little, it was too late to get out.
Bro, why is he blocking
They're
everything, bro?
trying to kick him out, though.
Bro, I
That
tell
is impressive, though. I don't know how you got in.
It was JB. We got there. My first class started at 8, and the first day at Sidwell, you go to every class, but all of them are like 10 minutes, and then you have like different meetings and all that. So I go. My first class is English. I go in there. We have a guy named Mr. Pat Warden, and he goes, cool dude, definitely part of the trope. He comes in, speaks a different language for like 45 seconds, and then goes to English and is like, this is English 10. We're going to learn how to explicate poems and da-da-da-da.
Bitch, I had one.
I said, what? Oh, everybody was like, okay, cool. And then that was it. And then we got up and left. I said, hold on, what does explicate mean? I said, what? I said, bro, what is going on? That moment I knew I messed up. I made the wrong choice.
Yeah. That's great and all. That's a great story. Where did you get your ACT score?
He said he don't give a fuck about none of that.
I got a...
I would tell you mine if you told me yours.
What did I get, 21 or 23?
I got 24. 100%. I put that everything. I got 24.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Tibbs, you know what? Actually, I saw this on Twitter the other day. And obviously, big basketball guy. This is probably one of the questions I don't even know. So now, what you're not coaching basketball, season's over. What is a day for Tom Thibodeau? Like, what does that, look like?
Well, Josh, if I saw you a little more in the practice facility, you would know. But
you won't see me until September, brother.
No. I don't care where you do it. As long as you're taking those 500 threes a day, I'm good. But for us, like after the season, we get ready for the draft and then free agency. And then July comes, you have the summer league. Then after summer league, it slows down. And then that's when we all get away.
Okay, so where are you going when you get away?
Well, I have a beach house in Connecticut, so I use. Yeah. Not like you guys, but that's normally I go there with my family, and that's a lot of fun. So, nephews, nieces, brothers, sisters, my mother, they tell Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson stories, and then I tell them the truth.
Coach, what would you say, speaking of those stories, what's the biggest misconception between what fans think of Josh and Jalen versus who they actually are?
Remember that, like, it was an old TV show, The Odd Couple? That's who they are.
For anyone who hasn't
Yeah,
seen
they're
it,
just complete opposites, but I
Josh,
guess
you
that
seen that show?
attracts. So,
Yeah, all right, making sure. Might be.
Come on, J.O.
You're dating yourself on that
for
one.
sure.
Dating yourself on that one, Tips.
oh, it's a hell of a show. Yeah, but it's perfect for you guys. They're actually opposites, but they're similar in some ways. Like when the games come, they're similar. They're great competitors. Their approach to a
What
lot
are
of
you
other things is
doing
a
over
little
there,
different.
Josh?
But socially, they're very connected, which is good. So
I did not mean to shoot that like that, bro.
But
We can do a step back.
Yeah, they're interesting, very interesting duo.
when was the first time, obviously you've known Jalen for a while with the relationship with Rick, when was the first time you met each one of them? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think, well, Rick was playing, I met his father in Salem, Massachusetts, which is where I went to school, and Rick was a high school phenom, and would have been a better player than Jalen if he could shoot, but he had the same game as he was a high school All-American, and then I followed his father's career, went to Temple, had a great career there, and then was sort of trying to scratch his way into the NBA, and I was an assistant with Philadelphia, and his father was the last guy cut, and then we got him on our summer league team, and then he made the team, and then he would bring Jalen around. He was 5 or 6 years old, and just a great kid, a character, funny, very engaging. He could imitate all the players, and all the players. We had a real serious group, so it was fun to have him around, and he could make everyone laugh, and he would try to imitate all their moves, and
with that big old
actually
head.
pretty funny. Yeah, same size.
Hey, man, you know what? One of these days, all right, you know what? Actually, I don't think I'm allowed to say that. I'm not going to say that at all. I almost just went off the rails.
Yeah, don't do that.
But it was interesting. His father always brought him to the gym, and you never know how a kid's going to turn out. Like, we knew he was a great kid, but in terms of his basketball ability, and then once he got to high school, the things he started doing, you're like, oh, this guy has a real chance. And then, of course, he goes to college, has a great career, and then what he's done in the pros. But you just could tell. Like, we were all, when he was imitating the players, we were all laughing, but he wasn't laughing. He was dead serious. And that's what made it even funnier.
My post-workout ritual always starts with Tommy John, the most comfortable underwear I've ever worn.
Me, personally, I like 0 distractions, so if it's lightweight, comfortable, that's what I need.
You see why they call it second skin? That's a good way to describe the perfect fit. Once you get yours, you'll see why Tommy John sold over 20 million pairs of their high-quality underwear.
With thousands of 5-star reviews, Tommy John doesn't have customers, they have fanatics, like me.
Get 20% off your order right now.
And save 20% on second skin at TommyJohn.com/roomies.
The NBA Finals is the best time of the year to be a fan. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to the tip-off, which makes getting finals tickets even faster and easier.
With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets. You can go see Olivia Rodrigo or Bruno Mars.
Game Time is the move for sports tickets and other high-profile.
When your cat's me, then your dog is too.
There's no comparison there. Let's just be honest. There's the lowest price guaranteed.
JB, you balked at the Rick comparisons.
Yeah, there's no comparison there. Let's just be honest.
He doesn't realize.
I 100% realize how good my dad was. 100%. He was a McDonald's All-American MVP, right? So that should say something.
Yes.
Trust me, I understand how good he is, but
and a much better summer league player than you were.
A much better summer league player.
To
his credit, he played a lot more summer league games than I did. My summer league career was god awful. Him and Josh have a great. Look, Josh has a summer league MVP.
Josh was a great summer league player.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I was cooking one year.
Oh my. Oh my.
Josh, was that 2018?
It was 18. It was my
2018.
It was my rookie year, going to my rookie year. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's
Those are my
funny
glory
when,
days.
in 2017, when in the draft that Josh was in, Coach, when you were still in Minnesota and you were doing basketball ops as well, I feel like a lot of people even back then were saying like Josh is such a Tibbs player. Did any part of you consider trying to make a run for him in that draft?
Yeah. Oh, it was a big debate, and our room was split.
Did you go to bat for him?
Well, let's say the room was split, and a lot of people really wanted him, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. And we also wanted Jalen too, and that didn't work out. But in the end, it's worked out quite well. But yeah, both guys had a lot of fans around the league. It was sort of mixed though, because I think in some ways, they probably got dinged up for the amount of time that they were in school and stuff. But the things that their best characteristics are the things that most teams really do value in terms of being, a good teammate, putting the team first, competing at a high level every day. Those are the attributes that help you build a team.
I want to see who did y'all draft?
Oh, Justin Patton.
I think it was Justin Patton.
No, I know. They picked Justin Patton over me, idiots. I wanted to see who they picked over Jalen. Josh Okogie. Not a good pick on that one. And just Josh.
I don't think that's fair. That's not fair to Josh Okogie. Obviously, Jalen's Jalen.
Yeah, it's not fair. But man,
Josh Okogie was all rookie team, right?
We had made a trade in the on the night of the draft, so it was more instead of the best player available, it became more position, and that's sort of sometimes can happen, but obviously it could have worked out better.
I think it worked out pretty good. Let's go into post-draft. My first home game as a rookie, we played the Minnesota Timberwolves. And you know who's coaching the Timberwolves? Tom Thibodeau. You know who comes off the bench for the Timberwolves? Derrick Rose. You know what Tibbs does every time Derrick Rose brings the ball up the court and sees me guarding him? Or is the same exact play, and Derrick Rose continues to kill me in the entire game. We won, though. We won. But a win's a win. I don't care how we do it. Tibbs ran the same play every single time you saw me guarding Derrick Rose. Every single time. It was a variation, but basically it was Derrick going at me and killing.
No, I had to welcome you to the NBA. I knew it would make you better, so that's why we did it.
You did it to make me better.
I give you a lot of credit. Every time we put in a Derrick Rose play for you, you know it cold. I give you credit for that.
No,
as well you should.
We would put in plays during the season, right? Like, all right, we're gonna start running this play, and I look at him, and he looks at me and starts to smirk. I'm like, I know this play. It's the same. Yeah, this dude is an ass. Tibbs is a certified asshole, just like you, Josh. Tibbs has his ways.
When emergencies happen, get back on track with MoneyGram.
I feel like I'm a little nicer though.
Hell no.
Speaking of just running ISOs, Josh, you remember on the last episode you told the story about when Kyrie was guarding you in the third and they went to you 8 straight times and you were dead tired?
Yeah, we didn't have Jalen, we didn't have Julius, we didn't have OG, we didn't have any of our guys. It was me and Dante, and there's been several moments where I know I doing this offense and defense, hustle and all that. Bro, you got to be in crazy shape. He called 3 down, which is a post up for me, 8 times in a row. I'm running back. Kyrie's bro, they doing this the whole quarter. I'm I don't know, bro. I don't want this anymore. That's when I was just you know what? I'll do a couple. Let me get a couple play calls, but max me out at 4 maybe 5 play calls a game because that
Matt, you know Josh well, right? So if we didn't do it, he'd be complaining about that. Then we do it.
Sure.
They don't, you know,
You do it too much.
And so you keep doing it, and then he's going to complain about that. You get no matter what you do. So just do what you think is right.
Do you remember the first time Josh complained, or you went? No, like not complained. The little. Do you remember what happened in Sacramento? Post Josh trade. So this is.
Oh yeah, the first shoot around.
But nah, it wasn't my first. No way it was my first. Nah, it wasn't my first.
It was your first. It was your first. No, it wasn't your first shootout. It was your first ballroom walkthrough. So we didn't go to the court.
Yeah.
that was a good day. That was setting the tone. But I had, to be fair, I had gotten the scouting report on him, so I knew okay, I got to set the tone early with this. So that's what that was all about.
I got to defend myself. So for the
straggling
in, I get it, and I'm always on time, but I'm like in like meetings, I'm always gonna be like meetings at 11. I'm gonna get there at 10:59. I'm gonna be on time, but I'm gonna get there at like 10:59. So we get there, we're going through the walkthrough. We're in like a real like a small ballroom, like smaller than the normal one. So we're going through the plays. I'm on defense. Like Tibbs is like, "Yo, put your arms out." Guys have their arms out, but I'm like, we're in so close quarters. Like if you have your arms out, you're like touching like 3 people. So he's like, "Josh, put your arms out." So I don't know. I must have woke up wrong or something. I was tired, and then I'm like, what did I say? I'm like, man, don't worry about me. I'm good.
He said no. He said no. You said, yeah, I'm good. He said, you don't got to worry about me on defense. That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said.
You don't got to worry about me on defense. And then it was just probably like a good 30 seconds back and forth with me and Tibbs. Just not like we're just yelling at each like I'm like, nah, I'm good. Tibbs is yelling at me, nah, you're not good. This is what we talking about. Da da da. Rick is in the background. It's his scout. He's like, come on, man. Come on, Josh. And this is like probably the first week. And then after that, actually, Jalen got hurt that game. We lost. I had a pretty good game, but
there was no reason for that.
First week.
Stop. There was no reason for that.
Yeah, the body language was terrible walking into the ballroom. Terrible. I think he even had his watch on or something.
He goes to sleep. He goes to sleep with his watch.
Your watch on, and you're rolling in. You're rolling.
His name is Kevin Wayne Durant.
Starting. Terrible.
How many boards does Tibbs have up?
Probably flip flops.
At least 3.
Depends on.
Yeah, we probably had like a 5-minute, 10-minute film session. He had 4 boards that we all talked about, and then I don't know. I was just in my mind, and this is like my first like ballroom walkthrough with Tibbs. So I know like Tibbs is very like attention to detail and all that, but like I'm coming from like Willie Green, good coach, Chauncey, good coach, and like they played in the league, so it's all of it is good, but like Tibbs is like the most like attention to detail coach I had. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn man, why is this film so long? Why we got 4 boards up? Like, bro, just play a couple clips and let's keep it moving. So I learned. Now I'm sitting there. I'm just watching, bro. I'm listening, somewhat locked in, and then we good.
Did playing for Jay Wright prepare you guys to play for Coach Tibbs?
In a way.
Yeah,
in a way,
bro.
I mean, Jay Wright is probably, from a coaching standpoint, like he is just unbelievable. He's just like one of the most prepared coaches I've ever had. Like in the way he prepares you for games, and everything. He didn't have that many boards up, but he found a way to get us right.
How about the shock of the year was when Josh got the pop quiz right in the playoffs. When we were hitting him with the questions.
I mean, he looked at it probably right before he walked out there.
No. I forgot. One of the assistants.
You were surprised. Cheat code. Cheat code.
One of the assistants was next to her. I forgot who it was. It wasn't Johnny. It was somebody else.
Jalen was upset that you got it right.
No, I was upset because I, like a good person, right? When someone asks you the question, you should know this. You with the Sidwell friends, you don't just blurt out. You raise your hand. I raised my hand.
Yeah, bro. And this dude he was like a teacher's pet. Every time Tibbs asked a question, me front row and everything, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, yo, put your damn
I'm trying to get
hand
some
down.
bread, dog. Know what I mean? Hey, trying to get some bread. Everything got a price.
Fanatics Sportsbook is pulling out all the stops with their most rewarding summer world tour, sending fans to some of the hottest sporting events around.
I'd rather that thing, that's
some of the bad answer
without question.
Bad answer. Bad condition. Do you want to have any basketball jersey you want signed? Do you want to have? I'm gonna say
be out the way.
I'm taking that over.
Sportsbook is pulling out all the stops with their most rewarding summer world tour, sending fans to some of the hottest sporting events around the world this summer. Out of the sporting events that normally take place in the summer, which one would you guys want to go to most? So we're looking at what? NBA Finals. This year we're looking at the Olympics. And I guess the Stanley Cup Finals.
I don't know. I mean, it just happened, but the Champions League Finals at Wembley. That's the sporting event I wanted to go to. Or just any Champions League final any year. I'm taking that over whatever else.
Ooh.
UFC.
Conor McGregor's fighting end of the month, I think. In Vegas.
I don't know. I just want to be out the way.
All right, fellas. Today we're going to play a game of What's Most Rewarding presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. I'm going to say some dreamed up scenarios, and you guys tell me what you think is more rewarding and why. So first up, would you want to have any basketball jersey you want signed and framed by that player, or any sports card you want signed and mint condition?
Jersey.
Yeah, for sure. Not even close.
Yeah, jersey without question.
Bad answer. I think sports card. You know why? Because some of the most valuable sports cards, I think an MJ signed sports card just sold for like $2.9 million.
But we're not worried about the money, baby. We want MJ's Game 6, the shot jersey. We want that framed up. I'd rather that framed up than any card.
Josh is
not Jalen. Not Jalen. You don't want him signing any jersey.
I'll never.
Yeah, facts. You don't want him.
I'll never live that down. Well, this is the same dude, Josh, that said we're not worried about the money, but yet he's on ESPN worrying about how he got to put his kids through private school. So what is it, man?
I'm just saying, that's if you had that jersey, bro, like I'm not selling that jersey ever, unless someone gave me some crazy bag. Then they tuition's paid in full. We good.
All right, NBA-themed TV shows are in style with Winning Time about the Showtime Lakers and the new FX show Clipped about the Lob City Clippers. What's more rewarding, playing yourself in a movie about your team or having your favorite actor play you on TV?
Favorite actor. People don't want to watch me act.
You mean like,
no.
Yeah.
Who would play you guys?
Who would play?
I don't know. Who would play Tibbs? That's what I want to know.
Good question.
Oh. Like a De Niro or somebody?
De Niro would be good.
De Niro would be good.
I was thinking more George Clooney, Brad Pitt.
Okay.
Okay, buddy. You're pushing your luck, buddy.
Hell no. Matt St. James Gandolfini is crazy.
Why? He's a great actor. He's iconic.
I tried to let that one go.
Bro,
He's iconic.
No, he's iconic, but that was just crazy, bro.
Okay, in a league where managers, coaches, and ball boys wear the full uniform during the game, like baseball, or bring back the T-shirts, sleeve jerseys that everyone
full
hated
uniform
in 2013.
Everyone got to wear the uniform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is crazy that managers in baseball have to wear the full uniform. I don't really think about that often.
I want to see Tibbs in the full uniform.
That number 40. Put the number 40 on.
That number 41.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, but I mean, coaches now have it easy. I actually like it way better versus the suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, and then Tibbs wearing some nice shoes out there last couple of games of the season. You know, he wears some real nice shoes.
Mm-hmm.
What was he rocking?
Yeah, it's a gift.
Some dude got him for I don't know. I don't know.
Is that what I get for being on the show?
That was most rewarding, presented by Fanatic Sportsbook.
Listen, those ads, they're not real. The $6,400 thing.
What?
I remember early in the pod, like episode 1, Josh, you did the Jalen impression. What did you say? We want to win. It's on us.
Yeah, like that's how he was in the film. He's like, oh, me, pick me. He was looking around, make sure no one else that had there. He was, pick me, please, Tibbs. And that's it. That's.
Like, I wish this shit had a
fucking. It's all good though. Yeah, it's good culture. Good culture, JB. That's what you're doing.
I'm trying. Yo, I have a question. Tibbs, what is your routine? I want to know going forward. What is your routine when it comes to pregame, when it comes to day of game? Like, I need to know so I can get my mind right going forward to stay away from you. So what is your routine going forward?
No, you guys do a good job of that, except when you're dining in my neighborhood and you guys decide you're going to swing by. But normal day is like, get in early, watch a little bit of film, organize the practice plan. Get ready for
Josh and Cody can shoot like
around.
I shoot with him in
Then
real
after the
life.
shoot
Holy
around,
shit.
Review the notes, and then go home in the afternoon, relax a little bit. Then, obviously the way we're set up here, leave at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon to get down to the garden. Usually there about 3 to 4 hours before the game. And then we have our pregame meetings and stuff. And then after the game, usually just head back home and watch the film and get ready for the next day.
Do you, when you're on the road, obviously we don't have the movable boards. I mean, at home we don't have the movable boards, but when we're on the road, you know how you're hiding behind the board and you're writing the stuff on the board. Does it piss you off to know that everyone in that locker room is trying to get ready for the game, but you just hear Josh just running his mouth, eating Mike and Ike's, eating popcorn?
So, and
no,
getting ready at home?
It's the same at home, but on the road, you hide behind the board and write stuff on the board. And I see that, and I'm walking out of here. I know Josh is clowning around, but everyone sees Tiz hide behind the board, and Josh just doesn't give a shit and just starts fucking around the whole time.
Yeah, he has his little idiosyncrasies. He's going to chomp on his candy. And my thing, get yourself ready to play. That's the big thing. Don't be late. Concentrate. So when the ball goes up, go. And I know he's ready to play, but he has a candy problem. We're working on it. We got to get him to fix it.
He's eating candy right now. He's eating candy right now.
I'm looking at him like, is he chewing?
That's exactly what I'm doing. But this is what, for me, so when I get to especially road games.
But you pass the body fat every week. I'm like dying to get him on the body fat. I can't get him on the body fat. So
it's like 5-6%. I don't know how he does it.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Body fat good, man. So it's like, for people that don't know, we get into the locker room on the road, especially on road games. We get in, Tip starts writing on the board, what we're going to do, plays, all that stuff. So during that time, I'm there. I get on the first bus, and I have the last shooting time. So I'm there a very long time. So for me, I'm like, bro,
it's 5 o'clock. The game's at 7:30 or 7 o'clock. I have like 45 minutes till I get on the table. So like at that point, like I'm just like it's still jokes time. It's still play time for me. So then I just know Tibbs is like behind the board.
See, Jalen, I think he does that on purpose. He gets on that first bus just so he could stay there in the locker room while I'm writing on the board. He just does that. He's not on the court, not in the train room, not in the weight room, right? Just in there. The stuff's not on the board. Film is going, but I know, like, why is he doing that?
I know for a fact if you lose a game, right, and I know Josh is messing around and Tibbs is in there, I know there's going to be one quote that happens in that post-game speech. I know one quote. So y'all members don't know how to get ready for the game. Y'all messing around before the game. And I look right at Josh, and Josh is either pissed that we lost or Josh just won't look back at me because he knows I'm staring at him. But if we lose, that quote is coming out.
For sure. We gonna clean this locker room up. But I just learned from me, like I know it's like the game plan. I know scout and all that. I don't know, but for me, it's I don't know about anybody, but for me, it's too early for me to be like full, like no jokes, no nothing, like 2 hours before. Like I gotta keep it light. You know what I mean? So I do have a question about this because when I first got traded, we'd do our meeting at 40 on the clock. You leave. And then we probably have like maybe 10 minutes before we run out. And we ain't never play music. And then now, and it was like a certain point halfway through the season, I was just like, man, we not getting ready for a funeral. Like, we got to play music. So then we started playing music. I know you've heard the music. I really wanted to know what your thought was the first time you heard us blast the music as soon as you leave the scout. I really want to know.
So I'm sitting in my office. I said, I'm going to kill Hart. I'm going to kill Hart. Right? And so, and I think like sometimes like how you practice, how you get ready, I think is critical. But I also think, it's like we play the music now when you guys are stretching. Sometimes we'll do it during the shoot. But it's cool as long as you're concentrating. To me, that's the biggest thing. And when the ball goes up, I want you ready to play. So, I give you a little. As long as you're doing the right thing.
We always do the right. We always do the right thing.
I know what Josh. He's going to straddle that line. He's not going to dip below it, but he's going like 10:50. I should start calling him 10:59. That's he's getting right to the line, but he'll sneak up on you too. Like a couple times, like late in the season, I'm on him about working a little harder, and all of a sudden he starts creeping into the gym at night, and I'm there, and I'm like, okay, that's good. We'll play music tomorrow because he's coming in at night to shoot. So you give me a little, I give you a little. That's the way it works.
Is it, Coach, have you been able to pick up on how stubborn Josh is as an individual sometimes?
Yeah, the stubbornness, I think all great players have that component to them. And you're going to allow for some idiosyncrasies as long as it doesn't get in the way.
There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. I'm interrupting you.
Everybody's different.
You keep saying idiosyncrasies. You definitely didn't learn that at Salem State. I gotta know where you learned that from.
He just
2 seconds ago.
He's like,
I'm gonna use that today. I'm gonna use that today.
Yeah, Jordan was like, yo, idiosyncrasy, use that in there. We saw Jordan helping you set it up, bro.
Come on now. Come on. I like when I pop you with a word. You guys come in like you know and everything, and you're like, oh,
no.
Man,
what he said? He had a word this year when we were running plays. You remember it? Equidistant. You gotta be equidistant.
No, your incongruent behavior.
This is Webster's word of the day. He finds a way to use it every single day.
What's up?
so cute. Both of y'all, but Josh, you take this one. I like it. I love the avocado on yours, but he's got a little kick to his. I don't know what you did.
I get dubs.
Dave and Luke go North End.
Any type of ground beef recipe.
Serious, man. I'm in Boston. I just want to know, where should I go for lunch?
Newberry Street. If Abe and I think it's Abe and Louie's, if that's open, that's the spot you want to go to. And, you can go North End anywhere. There's a million. Just walk into the first restaurant you see, and you'll be in good shape.
Tell them Tip sent you.
Yeah, I might have to.
What are your guys' game two predictions?
They're paying Josh for his opinion.
That's true.
Hey man, I want to do what JB's doing. He's over at the house hanging out doing nothing, but like I don't make that much as him, so I gotta work in the off season. So I gotta come up here, do media, say random stuff that people don't want to listen to. Yeah, exactly. I got kids that I gotta put through private school. So
you're going private school. Wow.
For sure. Shannon's gonna put them in straight private schools.
Wow.
And they about to be in private school at 2. So I gotta make ends meet somehow. So I gotta be up here doing this.
Oh my God.
JB wanted to get hurt in the playoffs, so this is what I gotta do.
You got hurt too.
Should have been playing.
Yeah. Look at him doing all the things he's doing all the things he said he would never do. Never do. Next thing you know, he'll be coaching. When he's done, he's gonna coach.
Hell no. Hell no.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I draw the line. You would never see me on the side.
And I hope he gets 5 Josh Harts.
No, that's why I couldn't coach, because I couldn't put up with like a player like me. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. Just someone that just, like you said, straddles the line. I'm a snap at some point. I can't. I don't have the patience.
But you're easy on game day. You're hard on the other days, but you're easy on game day.
Valid point. All you got to do for me, we're gonna do a couple personnel clips. Get your shot. Get what you need. Every day it'll be a get what you need day.
However, you need a little more than that.
Exactly. I need to coach vets, because I can't do young players. Nah. Give me a guy that's been in the league, that's had a foundation. But I'm not doing it. Nope.
Bro.
Do you feel like it's too much of a generational gap or what?
Man, I don't know. I just don't feel like dealing with these young dudes. I'm good, bro. I'll sit there. I'll go on TV and I'll just say
he's Kevin
whatever that sounds good, and I can sit there and just criticize and do whatever, and then it's just like, all right, that's it. But coaching, nah, dog, can't do that. I don't got the patience.
Matt, from your perspective, who was better on TV, Tibbs back in the day or Josh?
Tibbs. Nah, Josh was good. Josh didn't get a ton of airtime. I wanted to hear more from Josh.
Just saving him from his S's. That's why.
Nah, bro. When I told you, like, it was cool. Countdown was cool. And Tibbs, I'm not sure if you ever did Countdown, but it went by so fast. Like, it was as soon as Malika started talking, come back from commercial, she started talking, and she's like introing the topic. You hear in your ear, it's like, we got 90 seconds, and you're looking. It's like, bro, we have Stephen A, me, Michael Wilbon, and Bob Myers. We all got to talk in this 90 seconds. And then halftime came. Everyone had 10 seconds to talk. Like, they didn't. For when I talked at halftime, they didn't even go to me. Like, we went from timeout. We went from commercial to a Jaylen Brown dunk highlight video with me talking over, and then commercial. Well, I tell you, I was nervous to start. I'm just sitting there, damn, I'm hella nervous, but I don't want to talk too much, but I don't want to talk too little. So there was a certain point, I'm just like this. It was good though.
I think the more you do it, the more comfortable you get too. And
Yeah.
like anything, you got to build a little bit of chemistry with the people you're working with, and that that takes a little bit of time. But I thought you did great. So,
Oh, thanks, man.
Be yourself.
Why do I feel like
maybe not? Don't be yourself. Just do a good job.
I feel like even if you got too much airtime, you probably would have complained just about just in the opposite direction.
Probably. Tibbs, I do have a question for you.
Tibbs gonna test.
Yeah.
Do you think this year was one of your better coaching years? Just in terms of everything that happened with the team, injuries, all that stuff. Us being second seed. Did we get 50 wins? We got 50.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you think this was like up there with one of your best?
Well, it's hard to say. Like, you try as a coach, you try to measure whether you think you've gotten the most out of your team. And I felt like when you're planning your season, that's a big part of the off season, is to plan for the next season. And then so the draft, free agency, you start to figure out, okay, this is the personnel for next year. Here's the challenges. This is how our opponents have changed. Okay, what are we going to do? So you're planning all the off season for. But what you don't know, the variables that can change, is like exactly what happened to us. Whether it was the trade, in-season trade, those are a challenge. Then you add in the injuries, that's another challenge. And then to continue, that's what I loved about you guys. No matter what happened, we kept like finding a way to win. And there were a lot of different challenges, a lot of moving parts, and you have to adapt quickly. And I thought, in terms of how we adapted, I thought this was one of the best teams in terms of doing that. And then at the end, to still find a way to get into the playoffs and succeed in the playoffs. And ultimately, I felt like there was nothing more to give at the end. And unfortunately, we did fall short. And then you got to start all over again to do it next season. So I was pleased with what we did. And obviously, a big part of what you're doing, you're always thinking you could do it better. And that's what and we talked about that at the end of the season. And that's the challenge for all of us, is to make sure we're coming back with the mindset we can do it better. And so I was proud of what we did, and I thought the team got the absolute most out of what we had at every given opportunity throughout the course of the season.
How do you feel like you've evolved as a coach since arriving in New York? Like, what are the areas you've improved the most?
Yeah, I think, and you learn from each experience, so you never want to stay the same. And when you think about whether you're a player or a coach or whatever it is you're doing, you look back at, at the end of the season, you say, okay, these are the things we did well. These are the things that we could have done better. What are the new ideas we're trying to generate? And always having the belief that you could do something better and never be satisfied. And I think we have a team full of players like that. And hopefully we have, I know that the coaches are like that and our front office is like that. And until you win it, you got to keep pushing towards that goal. And then even if you have the good fortune of winning it, which I had the good fortune in 2008 to do it as an assistant coach, once the season's over, you start all over again. So it doesn't stay there. You'd like it to stay there, but it doesn't. And that's the challenge, and that's the beauty of sports is, each year you're faced with a new and different challenge, and that's what excites you. If you love competition, I think competition brings the best out in people.
Speaking of competition, like, who are a few coaches in the league that, like, when you're facing them, it's just going to be like, from a pure X's and O's coach to coach perspective, like it's going to be a dogfight.
I say this all the time, like from a player perspective, every player in this league is a great player. I don't care if you're the 15th man on a team, you can't get here without being great. And I think the same holds true for coaches. So there's a lot of great coaches in this league. And sometimes, we all tend to measure somebody by, they won 20 games. Maybe they're a young development team and maybe they should win 15 and that guy's done an unbelievable job to win 20. And so I think, I don't take anything for granted. I know everyone's capable of beating us. So I know we have to be prepared, and that's what drives me. But I also know how great the coaching is in this league. It's I think it's the best league in the world. I think, people always ask, there's a lot, it's a big difference between college and the pros, I think. And college and international, I love coaching Team USA because FIBA is a lot different. So each situation is going to teach you something different, but you never want to stay the same. I think, like in terms of, I think I've been in the league a long time. The style of play has changed a number of times. In the 80s, it was fast paced like it is today. Then the 90s became slow and physical. The rule changes came in early 2000s. That changed the game again. And then where we are today with, the speed of the game and the pace. So it's always changing, but what wins is always the same. It's hard work, it's discipline, it's unselfishness, it's playing as a team. That stays the same. And so I think you have to adapt to what's going on around you. If you were in business, you wouldn't be using a business plan that you used 15 years ago. You would be changing as time change. You change as well. So I think that's part of it. But you're always trying to grow and learn. And I think about the coaches for me that have sustained their success over a long period of time. And I had the good fortune with Team USA being around Coach K and Jim Boeheim. And I look at a guy like Bill Belichick or Tony La Russa. They did it over a long period of time. They never stayed the same. They just kept getting better and better as time went on. And you also have to adapt to your players. I think, players have changed. Players are different today than they were 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So you have to make sure that you understand them and you're speaking their language as well.
Today's video is sponsored by Shinola. Born in Detroit, Shinola is a design brand with unwavering commitment to building products and experiences, with an unmistakable sense of American design, craft, and quality. In 2012, Shinola transformed 12,000 square feet of raw space into a state-of-the-art watch factory in Detroit, the first American watch factory in the United States.
Like sometimes
what do you think is like your staple? Like if people are like, oh, we gotta take this from Tibbs, like what do you think is like your staple and how you coach and what someone would mimic from you?
I don't know, what someone would take. I'd like to think that they look at a team that plays hard, that plays smart, that plays together, strong on offense, strong on defense. I think to win in the playoffs, you have to be strong on both sides of the ball. And like sometimes I think, and I always say to you guys, the challenge is, we have to be top 10 in offense and defensive efficiency and strive to get into the top 5. And that was one of the things I felt this year. And people sometimes don't recognize you guys for your offense. And I think we were 7th in offense and 9th in defense. And I think we were capable of being in the top 5 in both. And that's what I want to strive towards. But, I think the big thing is, do you get your team to play as a team? And that's the biggest challenge. And I think I pride our team on that. I think you guys have done a great job of responding to that. And that's who you guys are. And that's a credit to you guys.
X's and O's wise, obviously that's the easiest thing people can take from a coach. But like the way we've been ready to play, the way we've had our mindset like night in and night out is something that like starts from the top. So I think the way that you have helped us prepare ourselves for games and mentally be prepared and understanding what's going to go on is the staple that you've instilled in us. Like we don't win a lot of those games late in the season when things aren't going well without having that mindset. Like people count us out, but you kept saying like next man up, this is all we got, this is all we need, no matter what the situation was, and you put that belief in us to help us win games. And so I just think that was really key to how we played late in the season and going into the playoffs.
I feel like KD don't play
much. One of the
bro.
things that I think that you guys have done a great job is because of the way you prepare and practice. If you looked at all 4 years here, we've gotten the last 2 months of the season, we're always playing our best. And that's what your goal is to be playing your best going into the playoffs. And you don't start that at the end. You have to start that at the beginning. And I think that's how you improve. If you put everything you have into each day, you get better as the season goes along. And then what do you need in the end? And I think you guys know when we fell short at the end, my first call to you guys was like, how do you feel right now? Because this is like, there's still a lot more we have to prepare for in terms of conditioning, the mental aspect of it, and how do we build on it. And I don't want it to be like where the season ends and we all, take off and you forget that, because the whole idea and the whole goal should be to get better for next season.
For sure. We talked a lot in this segment about innovators, and Tibbs, you talked about how the game has innovated from physicality to pace to physicality, back to pace, the rise of the three-pointer. Are there any predictions that you have for, say, the next 5 to 10 years, call it 2030, maybe what the league will be defined by, or any new trends that you think will dominate the narrative?
Yeah, and I think that's part of what you want to think about in the off season. What's coming next? And so, for example, like when the rule changes came in defensively, you're asking yourself, okay, how can we take advantage of the rules? And so you brought a weak side defender over to the strong side, right, to flood against isolation. You tag cutters, you sit in the lane. How do you cheat the rules that way? And then I think we saw this year, after the All-Star break, there was, I think, the shift, because most of the rules have benefited the offense and probably has gone too far that way. And so I think now you're starting to see more room for the defense. There's a little more physicality, and I think that's good. I think what people really want to see is great competition. You want to see two teams really competing at a high level against each other. To me, that's the best entertainment that you can have. And so defensively, and every year I think when you start training camp, it's always your individual fundamentals on both offense and defense first to build your foundation, and then you get into your team fundamentals. But I think that the defense, I think things are going to shift a little bit more towards defense now. So I think you're seeing, can a guy guard his position? Can he guard down a position? Can he guard up a position? So I think that versatility is becoming even more important.
JB, can you do that? Can you guard your position and up?
I'll answer that with a question for you. What did you tell me late in the season? What did you ask me to do?
Wait, when?
End of the season. You and Dante, at the end of the season, what did you guys ask me to do?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. You told me to win my matchup. You told me to win my matchup.
Tibbs, we got to Tibbs, one game next year, we just have to put him on like we play Minnesota, we just have to put him on Ant. Like, just start him on Ant for like the first quarter, first 6 minutes of the game.
I am face guarding. He's not touching the ball.
If he wins that, whoever we play the first game of the year, put him on the main offensive player, and then if he wins that matchup in the first quarter,
stay with it.
Solid. Yeah, we're solid. No, don't stay with it. But just, we said, we made it look like we set a tone off season. He worked on his defense. He's locking up. But I want him to win his matchup against like an all-star. Then like
Josh.
But
end of the season, what did you tell me? Win my matchup. There was one time I didn't win my matchup.
Was that Chicago?
Chicago. I was getting cooked.
I was getting baked in Chicago. He was getting baked in Chicago.
Yeah.
Who was it that started cooking?
It wasn't even like cooking. Like I wasn't. Like they put.
No, the young dude, the Sumu.
Oh yeah.
He started cooking
for sure. But then I started guarding Green, and they just put him in the dunker spot. So every time Vucevic was like in a short roll, I either had to step up or they dumped it down. I was just.
Hey Josh, that was a good film session. And then we played him right away, right after that too.
Yeah.
It was a good film session for me because we lost and I was out the game. I kicked the dude.
That when you kicked someone in the head?
That's why we lost.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
With you saying that the shift on defense is sort of moving towards individuals being able to guard as many positions as possible and really like emphasizing versatility. Do you feel like the criteria for the Defensive Player of the Year should change along with that trend?
That's a great question. I think because that debate is should they do it after the season, to incorporate the playoffs as well. You look at what is it? It's like the MVP. Is it for the entire season? Is it the regular season? What is the MVP for? And Minnesota had the best defense the entire regular season, so you can't debate that. And he had great impact on that. But if you look at it in totality, and unfortunately with all those things, it's like All-Star, it's all NBA. There's going to be someone deserving that gets left off. So, I think that if you ask me, I would prefer they waited to the end of the season for all that stuff. But, it is what it is. And there's a lot of deserving players, but I think defense was very difficult because, there was no physicality to it. And a lot of it was left to interpretation. And there's judgment that needs to be used by the officials if a player's gaining an advantage by doing something. But there's going to be contact on every play. So technically you could call, a screen if you can't set a screen without having, your feet outside your shoulder. No one's setting a screen with their feet not outside their shoulders. So, that's, you could call it there's contact on every play. So how much is too much? And that's where a referee's judgment comes into play. And so is the player gaining advantage? Is he not getting an advantage? And before it used to be you had to, and this is the one thing that I do like is they're taking the cheap foul out of the game, like in terms of you couldn't get 2 free throws for a long time unless you made an aggressive move attacking the basket. And now you got guys fading and flopping and going to the line for 2 free throws. Well, they're taking that out, which I think is the right thing.
I don't know who does it. I don't know what you're talking about there. Yeah.
I told you, he's getting fouled. He's getting fouled. He's getting fouled.
He said he's getting fouled 20 times. And the dude just, I forget who it was, he just stared at him like, you got another one? You gonna say another one?
Tibbs, I have a question for you. We can either cut this or keep it going depending on how you want to answer it.
With Greenlight, all kids can become champions with money.
Still talking about last night's good moments? Or are you out getting your free Hardee's chicken tenders? Hands were high-fived, fans cheered. Those are tender moments. And that means 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders free today if you download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards.
Your thoughts on us playing minutes-wise, the quote-unquote, like, we're exhausted or overworked.
Yeah.
Do you have your... this is your moment to talk your talk.
Yeah, I don't ever worry about that. Like I always tell you guys at the beginning of the season, like you begin with the end in mind. You prepare yourself for what you're going to have to do all season long. So look, there could be a game that you play extended minutes. So if I said to you, Josh, how many minutes did you average over the course of the season? No one would say 33. Right? I said, Jalen, how many did you average? No one would say 35. You're not even in the top 10. And then if I said to you, okay, Josh, you played 48 minutes in a game. In the Indiana series, you averaged 38 minutes a game, right, for the series. Mm-hmm. So there could be a game where you play
how am I missing those with him, bro?
Jalen, same thing for you. I think you averaged 36 against Indiana. But people don't look at that, right? And so I don't care what they think. All I care about is, what's given us the best chance to win. So people can say whatever they want. They usually, they don't put any time into, what is actually occurring. If you looked at most teams right now, look at the playoffs, their 3 top players are playing in the 40s. But no one says that. Like, for whatever reason, it stuck with me. It is what it is. I don't really care.
Yeah. Stand on your ground.
You know it. There ain't no softness here.
Josh and Jalen, to flip the question back on you. Jalen, stop it. To flip the question back on you guys, what's the biggest difference, or what's the biggest difference between playing for Coach Tibbs versus maybe what you heard about playing for Tibbs was like maybe before you got to New York?
For me, before, I heard him like I practice, and I hate, and everyone here knows I hate practice and all that. So I'm just like, man, I'm not trying to do all this practice stuff and all that. And then Chico, one of our trainers, he was like, nah, he's got, he's way better. He's not what you hear. So like the first couple practices, it's more mental than physical. So I'm like going through there. I'm like, oh, all right, this is cool. It's like we're doing walkthrough. Like we're going through plays. We go through their plays, but like it's not like I was thinking it was gonna be 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We're going after it. We're scrimmaging. All like this like stupid tedious stuff. And it was the total opposite. So I'm like, all right, if it's me saying it, the one who every coach I ever had said I'm a terrible practice player. If I say it's not bad, I'm like, it's cool.
Well, that's it. The other thing, people don't realize there's so many different ways to pace your team. Like, so someone who doesn't even know your team they're picking up the box score and saying, oh, this guy played this many minutes. He doesn't know what you've done for the season, but neither does he know what you've done in practice. Right. So you may not have any contact in practice. You may have, or if you do, you may have a sub in practice. So my thing is I know if I've played Josh 40 minutes in a game, that next day I know how to, like, if you're an experienced head coach, you know how to pace your team. So okay, this guy, I got to watch this guy today, and the challenge is he's got to do enough so he can stay sharp and be ready to play, but maybe he's not doing the whole thing. Maybe he's got the sub early. Maybe there's no contact that day. Maybe it's just, we're going to review these things, and this is what we're doing, and so they don't know that, so they don't know how you're pacing your team. And that, the thing, like I said, the thing that I pride myself on is how well our team plays the second half of the season. I think it's a byproduct of pacing your team correctly. So, and there's a lot that goes into that.
Basically, you're telling everyone to shut the hell up, let me do my job. Yeah.
I really don't care what they say, Jill, and you know that. Whether it's praise or criticism, it don't matter to me.
How am I early?
So this is a segment we do on every episode where Cam, our producer, finds some funny moments of the week on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever, on Facegram. You've appeared on a few of these. So we'll just go through.
You mean fake-agram? Is that what they call it?
How did you switch?
Exactly. So we'll just go through these and we'll react to them in real time. No script, just kind of whatever comes to mind.
Oh God, that's awful. Awful.
Right, bro.
Oh my.
Oh
my.
For the Biggie's
tournament, like promo,
like the little media day.
Why do they do you guys like that?
Because you always like all the promos are always probably like the dumbest things, bro. It's really like the corniest, dumbest things. So it's like half the time you don't want to be there.
That alone should entitle you to decades of NIL money.
Yeah, facts. The stupidity. This is terrible.
The Tempo guys aren't doing that.
Yeah, because they not going nowhere. That's why. No, I can't say that. Those my guys.
I'm talking about the Rick Brunson Temple guys.
They didn't have TV back then. They watched.
Yeah, tough guys though.
They watched the game through the radio.
Radio. They had the radio.
NBA 2K24 My Team is available for mobile as a free standalone.
I think the best part about this. Go ahead.
That's awful. That's either Mitch or Josh Hart that put that together. That's one of the two. One of the two. I'm telling you right now.
That's what I pictured Tibbs doing after he gets out of his scout, and I start blasting music. This is what I pictured Tibbs doing in my head in his office.
Oh my!
Best part about this video is when Tracy Morgan was like, "Wait, was Tibbs actually there doing that?" I'm like, "No, Tibbs don't leave that. Tibbs,
no, you're not.
Tibbs don't leave the house. Tibbs don't leave the office. And so there's no way how he's going to a concert. We got him to go to the hockey game. What's up, game? What's up, game?
Oh yeah, what's up, game?
Tibbs, did Mitch show you this video at first? How did you first see it?
Yeah. No,
Like, why in
Mitch
the
ran
fuck
up on
is he
me.
guarding
I'm
him,
like,
bro?
And I'm like, okay, it's either Mitch or Josh Hart. It's one of the two. One of the two, for sure. Probably Hart. Although Mitch is sneaky. He capable of doing it too.
More AI tips.
You ever told a bitch I got G's? You ever
Make a bitty hit her knee. Well, guess what? They had to mute the copyright.
Yo.
Oh, it's not even him. I thought that was Paulo.
Hey, yo.
When we heard about the advancements in artificial intelligence, this was not the use case that I predicted.
I've never seen this one either.
That's a Hart special for sure. That's crazy. That's crazy. When you guys are playing your music, when we're stretching, I think that's what I'm going to be doing. We'll work on that.
Honestly, please.
Who picks the music?
I don't know. I don't know.
You talking about the music for practice?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who picks it?
I really don't know.
Yeah, not me. As long as it's not Jalen, it's cool.
Although, Josh, you've made a pivot to country music lately, so I feel like that's probably not the best pregame vibe either.
Oh, no, you get some good country music. Good country bangers. They
You
there.
be my soft
They there, bro. You
sweet-
just gotta find them. They there.
That was a good foul.
What would you say for a person who like buys a lot of watches?
I think watches are investments.
Show the camera.
Who's that?
Show the camera.
Thomas Thibodeau is calling
Let me answer.
Hell no. Bro, no. Hell no. I'll call him after the pod.
Wait, hold on.
See, he's jealous right now. He's saying,
Did he call me? Did he call me? He calls one. He's calling the other.
I'll just go down the line.
Bro, I really want to know, Tibbs, what would you have said if you called me and Chad Johnson picked up the phone, or Chad Ochocinco picked up the phone and talked about, Tibbs, man, if you need one, I can suit up tomorrow. I really want to know what were your reactions.
Do you think he could play?
No.
Hell no.
No.
Okay.
He told Josh and Jalen both he'd beat them one-on-one.
He said he could beat you guys?
Yeah. But also you said the same thing back in my day. You know, I would have did this. I would all y'all are the same way. No. No.
You think let me ask you a question. You think you could beat your father?
I've been when I was 16 years old.
No. Not your father in his prime.
Tibbs, be unbiased right now. I know you love that man, but listen. Him in his prime versus me in my prime. You're taking my father.
No, I'm saying he was you, except without the jump shot.
Answer the question.
The jump shot, he would have been
Answer the question.
I'll probably take you, but just by a nudge. It's not much.
Let me text Leon. Yeah. He's good. Tibbs is good.
Tibbs is good. He's better defender.
He probably. He had to do something. He couldn't shoot. He got better to do something else.
Jalen, you made second team
Can't
all
make
day.
it.
You can't even get the
Tibbs
past your father.
He had to think about it. That's crazy.
New Britain. There you go.
Hard hitting.
Front row checking you a bad bitch. You wanna put your badge, you wanna grab it.
Self-proclaimed owner of the boards, pulled down to 22 rebounds and made all 8 foul shots. Give New Britain 88-77 stunning high school basketball win over the visiting Hartford Public Tuesday night. Was that the most rebounds you ever had in the game?
That's why it's a good foul right here.
Probably.
22 is insane.
Oh, he got him.
High school
22
game.
at what? Six.
I was 6'1", but I was pretty tough. Yeah, I was like a combination of Bill Russell, Kobe, Michael Jordan.
That's a pull-up.
I was a cross between all
That's a
three.
pull-up. Oh my God.
Damn it, right. Oh my
That's
God. Yo, you know, Josh, you know Tibbs used to be a powerlifter? Tibbs said, yo, I used to come in here, old heads I used to come in here, bench 405 and walk out.
Yeah.
Ask your father.
Ask your father.
Ask your father.
I like that sweatsuit.
Yeah, sweatsuit.
Nice.
That's
I like that hair.
It's a cold pick.
I like that hair.
Is that a mullet?
Yeah, mullet, strong mullet.
Mullets are coming back, actually.
Yeah, I have a 12-year-old nephew that who he sees that picture. He can't believe I ever had hair. I'm like, dude, yeah, I had hair at one time.
Yeah, we got Tom Thibodeau in like the 1990. I don't even know if this is 1990. It might be like 1984.
No, that's it.
Salem State head coach tracksuit.
No,
when was this? Where's
that? I don't see it. The blue one's the Timberwolves. That's Timberwolves.
Timberwolves.
So that was their original colors right there. Yeah.
That was like the 89, 90? I didn't even know they had color photos.
Yeah, 89, 88, 89. And then that's the college. That's 81.
I do have a quick question on that, too. And during some research, I saw you got your first head coaching job at 25. What was it like getting the keys to a team at 25? It's just crazy.
Yeah, it was like an unbelievable opportunity. You don't think it's coming, and then all of a sudden you're there. So it was a great learning experience. I was there only for a year, and then my goal was to someday be a Division I head coach. And then the next year I had a chance to go to Harvard as an assistant, and so I left. And then 4 years later I was in the NBA. So I had some unbelievable breaks along the way to get the opportunity in the NBA, but it was all part of, being in the right place, I think, at the right time, being around great people.
Love it.
It's a picture of someone wearing a Tom Thibodeau Knicks jersey, number 40. Can I ask, do you know why you chose number 40 for that?
Number 40 is outrageous.
No, but it surprisingly it fits. Like it fits you, I think.
Yeah.
You would wear number 40.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it was 41, but I was 13 a lot, and then 41 was more.
Okay, you and JB. Woo! Okay, 13s. That's JB. That's where you got it from. You always said it was Steve Nash. It was Tom Thibodeau. That's why you wore 13.
That's why I wore 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you, big dog.
Legion Hoop saying that you said, Coach, he doesn't have facegram or whatever you call it. You're right. I don't have facegram, and neither does the other 8.
I didn't say facegram. I call it fakeogram.
Okay, all right. See, lost in transition. Well, I don't have that either. So,
but you were saying, I remember this. You were saying something smart. It was like you were coming out and you had you were trying to make me laugh.
No, I wasn't trying to make you laugh. I probably was.
Yeah.
I probably was.
And then Josh chimes in, of course, and says, "What do you say, Jalen Brunson? Find me on Facegram."
Yeah, man. Hit me on Facegram.
Fakeogram.
That's my guy. Fakeogram. This Knicks buzz. In your playing days, if you could have a Kyle Korver / JJ Redick skill set or a Rodman / Hart skill set, which would you have? For sure, Korver Redick. For sure.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah, but we're asking you too.
I like Rodman Hart, bro. I like that shit.
I already told you. I'm a cross between Russell, Kobe, and Michael. I guard like Russell, score like Kobe, and I kill like Michael.
No, esto es un error. It's double of what I'm making right now.
You're gonna be a millionaire in 10 years? Wait,
millionaire? 10 years?
You didn't have any.
10 years, I'm a billionaire, buddy.
You just had 22 rebounds. So you're Rodman.
Come on now.
You're
What we doing?
Eight
Oh my!
For the line, and ask Jalen's father if I could score.
I got it. JB got it.
You don't have to ask, right? Because you can confirm this with me, Josh. Have you seen Tibbs shoot a jump shot?
How did he miss that?
How many coaches do you know
when
the ball comes their way? Let me get one up. Let me get
55.
one up. You never seen Tibbs shoot it?
Yeah, facts.
Never seen Tibbs shoot it.
He gets scared. It starts bouncing his way. He starts running away from the ball.
Zero.
He starts
How
going
the
the other
fuck
way.
do you miss that shot?
I'm looking for you two. I want the easy money.
How?
Tibbs, if we're excluding the NBA coaches that played in the NBA, so no J Kidd, whoever else, and we do an NBA coach king of the court, where are you falling?
Oh, definitely at the bottom. Yeah. Hey, look. Here's the thing. Like, if you play Division III, you're no good. Okay.
I play Division III.
One thing I love to compete. I played all the time. That was my thing.
Dang, Matt, you was no good, bro. Now you was alright, Matt.
No,
you was alright.
Not by Coach Tibbs' metrics. I played Division III, coach.
I tell Jalen and Josh they can never handle it. They're not tough enough. Put them on a bus for 2 minutes, they're upset.
You got professors that don't even know. Professors don't even know what basketball is. Expecting you to turn your assignment in the next morning after a game. Crazy.
Can we hear some of your favorite hobbies outside of basketball?
Yeah, just I like going down to my beach house and just spending time with my family. That's probably the biggest thing, outside, and do a little bit of reading, like movies, that sort of thing.
Like, we gotta get on a golf course, man. Come on, like we gotta get on a golf course.
No,
I want to. For my amusement.
Oh yeah. Who's a better golfer?
Josh.
You or Josh?
Who's a better
Josh, you live on a golf course, don't you?
I wish. I need to go this week actually.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro.
I hate Sean. Tibbs, who is the player that makes you break character and laugh the most?
Josh.
That's a good one.
Jalen. Wait. Well, they're missing a lot of shots, man.
Currently on the roster?
You can do both. You can do one current and then one all time.
Arch can make me laugh. Because like the way he would go at these at Jalen, Josh, and Dante, that always made me laugh.
It made him laugh so much that he traded him 2 years in a row.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, probably Arch.
Daily Josh Hart 3. Do you wear anything other than branded sweats and quarter zips? For that, y'all that don't know, this is a photo, or the listeners, photo of Tibbs pumping gas. I think this was like a day after a game at like 6 a.m. So with Knicks sweats, a full Knicks sweatsuit on. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you in non.
No, but I remember the day because it was crazy. You called me like at it was like a 8 o'clock
photo, or the listener at like 6 a.m. So with Knicks sweats, a full Knicks sweatsuit on. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you in non.
No, but I remember the day because it was crazy. You called me like at it was like a 8 o'clock in the morning, and you say, "Hey, you," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? How do you know I was getting gas?" He goes, "I had some people that said they saw you pumping gas this morning." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" "Well, we got to fill your car up with gas. You got to go get the gas."
I got hitters everywhere. Whoever originally took this photo, big shout out to them for blocking out the license plate. Side note.
Yeah, but for the right price, I can let everyone know the license plate. So just let me know what you guys want.
Yeah, facts. No, speaking of cars, Tibbs, weren't you in the dealership the other day looking at cars?
Yeah, you guys told me I need another car, a fun car. So I just went and I looked at a car.
What brand car was it?
I don't even know. I was
JB, you knew, right? It's something with a P, not Porsche.
What is it? Man.
Something that's pretty expensive.
Man,
I mean to shoot that, bro.
Like it's not in my bracket, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I can't really. I don't make enough of that. Oh, that's what it was. Pagani. Woo,
Ooh, them things are like 7 figures, Tim. That's gonna be your toy. Go ahead, big money.
I was just walking through. I was saying, what are my players talking about? I had no idea what it was.
Through, right? Just
I saw you in the test drive. You were like, yeah, going around Greenwich in the Pagani. I seen it.
Tibbs was the type to get the car, right, and just let it sit in his garage for a year before he drives it.
Not driving.
Literally what he did with the rain. So, I don't know. Ridge had a...
Bro, fucking animation, man.
Tibbs had a 08, what was it, 08, 07? 08 Range Rover, right? That he got, and then they won the championship in Boston, and then he's been driving that car ever since. Like when I first got here, he was still driving at the practice every day.
Charm.
Yeah.
Charm.
But then he's like, "Yo, I just
couldn't get rid of it." So you guys guilted me into getting a new car.
So then he got the new Range Rover, right? Got it. And then we're like, "Yeah, nice little Range Rover. No, got everything in it, right?" But all of a sudden, I still see his car sitting there, the old car sitting at the practice facility every day. I'm like, "Tibbs, you have a brand new car. Like, just take it out of the garage." So nah, I don't want to. He drove that car sat in that garage at his house for at least 6 months, at least 6 months, and then he finally started driving the car around. And then I'll never forget the day he brought it to his facility, and like the sunroof. He's like, how do I get the sunroof? How do I do this? I'm like,
oh yeah, you did help me. That was you were helpful that day. A rare day.
So yeah, helpful. So Tibbs get that car. You ain't gonna see it for 2 years.
Supreme Binks. Question: what's the pregame meal for Tibbs? What gets him locked in for the W?
I eat lunch with salad, chicken, soup on game day, and I don't eat till after the game. Can't eat till after the game.
See, that's why he be yelling. He hangry.
Yeah, that's
exactly, man.
That's why he be out there harassing referees.
Yeah. I only got one technical foul all year, Josh. Only one all year.
I don't know how, because he be going, poor Tony Brothers and Scott Foster and Zach Zarber. They got to hear you yelling at them all game because you hungry.
Not gonna lie though,
poor guys, man.
One technical he got though, if I remember, shouldn't have been a tech.
The
one he.
Right.
Which one was it?
At Houston.
That game's there's a.
Yeah.
A lot of things happened that game. I don't remember what, but a couple things.
Yeah, it was a great. Yeah.
Me trying to play defense. That's what happened. We lost.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, so don't play defense no more.
At P. Kyle, if you had to swap voices with one Knicks player, who would it be?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
That's such a brand.
Yeah, that's a lie. Yeah, that's a little. I wouldn't want to swap my voice with anybody. I don't go around like, oh, that dude's voice, man.
Yeah. But Tibbs' voice is fire. What the hell?
You guys all have great voices. I'd like to see you use it once in a while on the court.
Josh, we talk.
Josh uses it when he's mic'd up.
That's the Josh uses it when he's mic'd up. That's it.
That's everybody.
How come I didn't get invited to the studio?
There's no one at the